I want to try a new recipe for hash browns today, but I want it to be very simple, kind of like the stuff that you would get at a restaurant.
You're watching the Bear Pantry Show.
First of all, I'm only going to use half of a potato because I want to test the recipe, okay? So let's go inside the kitchen and see how to make these hash browns. I used half of a large potato, but I didn't use this grater because the hole seems a little bit too big, the cheese part of the grater, so I use this little one. The hole seems a little bit smaller, and I grated this. I'm now going to squeeze the water out of this completely through a strainer. Let's see what Joe's doing. He is sanding off a piece of plywood, but look, he's recording himself. Jada. And the potato tends to get rusty looking immediately, as quickly as air touches it. So some of you said that the tomatillo is a fruit and that it will change color as it ripens, and then some of you said that it is from the family of tomato. I haven't looked it up yet on the Googles, but I will, because tomato is a fruit too, right? So I think both answers are probably correct. So much water in this potato, guys. This is what I miss the most about eating breakfast out at restaurants. I miss the hash browns. So that's a good 2 to 2.5 tablespoons of oil. It also needs butter. Now you know why hash browns aren't good for you, right? It's a carb, plus it uses a lot of fat. Already getting oxidized or whatever that thing. Because I had to go find a video on how to make this. Okay, so medium to high. Set the timer for 5 minutes. I hope it doesn't burn. Let me show you the difference between this butter from Costco, Kirkland brand again, but this is different. The first one is this yellow. The second one is this yellow. Why is this important? Because my daughter-in-law and my step-granddaughter, they only like yellow cake. So I have to have super yellow butter. Now I had Kerrygold for years, at least 2 or 3 years, that I've been using to make Esther's cake, but now Mabel wants a yellow cake with blue frosting. Esther likes the regular chocolate frosting that's made with cocoa powder. So I'm glad I found this in the back of the back fridge. It's in the fridge in the back. I didn't like the taste of this butter, so that's why it's still there. But I have to make Mabel's cake because her birthday is Saturday. She's gonna be 16 on the 16th. What an amazing, amazing birthday that will be. I remember when I turned 14 on the 14th, you know? So, I'm gonna take this one out the wrapper because it's kind of stuck and wrap it back in some shrink wrap. Okay, I think this is a little bit too burnt for me. I'll eat it, but I think it needs to be more golden brown. So next time I'll put the heat less. The guy said medium to high. I'm going to go low to medium and then see what we get. What thing? This hash brown. I don't want this thing to change color on me. It changed color when I did it earlier because I had to go watch a video on how to do it. And I do have a video at my page when I did a different version of hash brown. I will put it in the cards. Keep checking the cards and stuff because I'm putting stuff in there for you guys to see. So I'm going to squeeze out all this water again. Have to have good wrist to do this. Imagine if you have arthritis, this would be painful. This time I'm gonna turn on the heat and maybe cook it less because the guys say 5 minutes on the first side covered and then 3 minutes on the other side. And I only did 2 minutes on the second side, but I did 5 minutes on the first side and that looked burnt to me. Meanwhile, let's taste this. Nice and crispy. Doesn't really taste burnt. I gotta paint my nails today. Okay, let's turn it down. Kind of spread it out evenly. Joe, look at the first one. I think I overcooked it. The man say go 5 minutes. And I think it's not, it doesn't taste burnt. It's just too high brown for my liking. You like it like that? Yeah. I'm gonna give it the 2 more minutes. Where Jim you going? You said when you go to Jimmy, are they close to Costco?
Home Depot.
Okay. I feel like I was losing it just now along with you.
I don't lose it.
What do you guys think of it this way? It's not crispy. I'm just gonna let it go some more. I like the color, but it's not crispy. Alright guys, I'm gonna quickly cut up some vegetables so Joe can make some eggs. It went for another minute and Joe flipped it again. So it's getting that same dark color, but you know what? I prefer that darker color because I want it crispy. So I did onion, tomato, jalapeno, and mushrooms in the egg. Cut it in half and left that for Jada or Josh, whoever wants it. So this is the half. And then Joe's eating the whole over there because that's really half of a potato. My mom used to say rule of thumb, if you're going to make mashed potato or fries for a group, and the potatoes are like medium size, not large like the ones we have right now, it's 2 potatoes per person if you want to make the serving. So Joe went to the gym and Jada went to the gym, but Jada went first, so she's back already and she's ready to cut my hair. You guys see? This is the before. Man, it looks trashy right now. So I want long layers. Wish me luck. You guys look, Jada finished the haircut. I think she did an excellent job. I like that I don't know if this is the first or the last layer, I could never say the right thing, is at my chin. She cut off quite a bit of the ends because it was just dead, right? I want to show you guys something really quickly though. You see this product right here from this company called Satura. This is the best product you can use for dandruff on your hair. Well, dandruff on your scalp, right? Dandruff is on your scalp. I'm not really promoting the company per se, but because I know this product works, I want to share it with you guys. When I was working with this company as a brand collab thing through Facebook and an affiliate thingy, I talked to the scientist who made the product, and he told me that Selsun Blue and Head and Shoulders, which is the 2 main big brands for dandruff type shampoo, they're not good. They initially take away the dandruff so you feel like, oh, the problem's gone, but it does something to the scalp where the dandruff will come back with a vengeance. So it's like a vicious cycle. This thing works so well that I did it for like maybe 3 months, right? Because I had 2 bottles. So I finished out 1 bottle and this is what's left from the second bottle. And dandruff hasn't come back in about 4 years till recently. Recently I feel it coming back. So I'm going to use a little bit of this and I'm going to find a company and buy one. It costs a lot of money. It's probably going to cost me a lot in shipping too. Maybe I'll buy 2 bottles, right, Joel? Have it on hand. Let me let Joel smell it. Smell it, boo. What do you think of the smell?
It smells like some kind of medicine.
But not an awful smell, though, right?
No.
Does it remind you of Nerium?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we used to use the face cream Nerium. Joe was in the company for a little spell. I love that product and it really works, but I can't afford it. But it kind of smells like that. And you just put it, when you put it on your scalp, though, the smell goes away. And so I love using the product, not promoting the company in any type of way, but if you're having trouble with dry scalp, what they call it, seborrheic dermatitis, if you're having trouble with that, go ahead and go to this. I'll put the link. I'll probably put the link, even though I'm not getting paid. Let me tell you how the collab worked with me and them. I don't think they were fair to me. Right, Joe? They had me pay half. They sold me a whole kit. And then they said I have to pay half the price. They said the shipping was free, but who knows if the shipping wasn't already added into the price.
You know, you get
Tell me. You could say it.
you get screwed.
Yeah.
You're supposed to get the product free. At least you're not.
At least that.
At least that.
At least that. And they say content creators nowadays are not just living off of free products. You have to pay a fee plus
Of
send the free
course.
products. But I've never gotten a fee.
Because you got to make a video for them. You got so what?
So I made the video. The product is really, really amazing. I'm not going to turn around and lie now because, you know, I feel like I got the crappy end of the stick. And that wasn't even the crappy part, me having to pay half the price, because the product is good. You know what the crappy part was? They only gave me 30 days. From the day I put up the video, they only gave me 30 days for people to buy, my viewers to buy. And if the viewers didn't buy, they severed the tie with me for the affiliate marketing.
That is stupid.
I don't like the way they did business, and I can say it here with my whole chest, but the product is good. That's not going to take away from that. The product is very, very good, and it will take away your dandruff. Joe, do you think I should tell the dandruff story, my horror story about dandruff? Huh? So what we've been doing in our Vlogmas is, right, Joe's been revealing more of himself to you guys at his page for Vlogmas, and we've been putting the videos in the podcast tab, and they're gonna stay there till the end of time. When Vlogmas is over, we're gonna start a new podcast if we want to do a new podcast, because at YouTube a podcast is just basically a playlist of your videos, right? But for right now, it's just going to be the Vlogmas series on the one podcast. So I've been revealing a little bit more of myself to you guys too. I told you that I have that one deficiency that causes major issues for me with different medications. I told you that I suffer from vertigo. Well, not vertigo. I suffer from Meniere's disease, and I had vertigo one time in my life for 22 months. Do you remember that time? It was a bad time, huh, baby? It was a really bad time. When you have vertigo and it's not cleared up, you can't sit, you can't stand, and you can't lay down. What are you gonna do then, right? Right? You can hardly eat. The only thing I wish that would have happened, I wish that I would have lost more weight with vertigo. Because that guy, Nico's Kitchen from Australia, he had vertigo at one point in his life too, and he lost a ton of weight to the point that he had looked anorexic for a while. So anyways, let me tell you the story. I only said anyways one time in the video so far, baby. Let me tell you the story really quickly. So when I went to high school in Belize, it's called College in Belize, and I went to St. Catherine's Academy. I must have been in 9th grade, which is first form in the school, but 9th grade over here. So I was 12 years old, and the way it worked, the students stayed in the classroom and the teachers came. We didn't like get up and go to a different classroom for math, for English, for science. The science teacher would come at that hour, the math teacher would come at that hour, and they would go stay in a teacher's lounge, right? So I don't remember what class I was in, but there was a girl that sat behind me, and she constantly taunted me, asking me if I was afraid. And she said, "Are you afraid? Aren't you afraid? Aren't you afraid?" And I didn't know why she was asking me that, because what did I do to be afraid? I was a good little kid in school. I didn't get in trouble. I didn't get demerits, stuff like that. So I got scared for a minute, thinking maybe it was that time of the month and maybe I had a mess on my white uniform. But other than that, I didn't know what I needed to be afraid of. And I was such a quiet little kid in school that the teachers used to send home notes to tell my mom, very bright student, but needs to participate more, needs to speak up. And so the next thing I know, Joe, one of the nuns, this nun used to have some big watermelon chestises, like Larry Reid said, chest meat. And secretly behind her back, we called her Sister, we called her Mount Everbreast. Mount Everbreast, that's what we called her, but her name was Sister Victoire. And so she came and snatched me and took me to the principal's office, and the principal told me that there was a report made that I had head lice, and that Sister Victoire was gonna take me to the convent, which is located on the same campus with the school, and she was gonna wash my hair out with kerosene. I started to cry. big tears, 12-year-old crying. And I begged them to send me home to my grandma because we were living with my grandparents and my grandma's sister and them because my parents had left Belize and came to live in America. So my aunt Eileen, my grandma's sister, went through my hair with a fine... The battery died, but I had to wait for the ice cream man to go by. And Joe see me sit here doing this and he go, what happened? What happened? Why are we not talking? Yeah, so they sent me home. My grandmother's sister, Tylene, looked through my hair with a fine-tooth comb. I was telling Joe that's where the phrase came from. I'm going to go through it with a fine-tooth comb. The comb really has fine teeth. She didn't find any bugs, she didn't find any eggs, nothing like that. So my Aunt Eileen washed my hair out. I think back in those days we probably just used to wash our hair a couple times a week because shampoo expensive. A lot of people live in the house, yada yada. So the next day they sent me back to school and told them, you know, my grandmother sent a letter to the nun, to the principal, saying she don't got no damn head lice. I don't know what my grandmother said in that letter, but that nun clutched her pearls a couple of times. She might have told them where to go find head lice because my grandmother was mad. Like, who made this report? Why can't you give us a name of who made this lying report, right? I feel like it was the girl who was taunting me. And the reason that I'm not calling her name, because I know her name real well, because I still remember even from age 12, I'm not calling her name because that person ended up marrying one of my family members, one of my dad's people. And because I don't know definitively that she's the one that made that report on me, I'm not saying her name, but if I knew that she was the one that made the report, I would have no qualms about calling her name on my platform. But she was the one taunting me. So whoever made the report, she was involved. Okay? So now fast forward to 28 years ago when I was pregnant with Jada. I was going to this Episcopal church and this white lady was sitting behind me, a church member, and she had 3 little half Mexican daughters because she was married to a Mexican man. The reason I'm even giving you their nationality is because of what she said. She leaned forward in the church pew and she said, Barbara, you have head lice. I'm like, oh God, not this again. Joe knew that I was triggered. I was pregnant, so I can't put the poison that you have to put on your scalp because it's a poison, you know, Joe, that medication. Okay, are we at the Grand Prix? It's a poison. And the Kaiser advised me not to put that on my scalp while I was pregnant. So why would I want to put that on my scalp, right? So in any case, she insisted and I said, no, I don't have head lice. My husband would friggin' known. He would have told me. I've been through this before. And she insisted. And she says, I have 3 half Mexican daughters because my husband's Mexican. And they suffer from this a lot. So it's only Mexicans that get head lice then, right? Right? So I know that there's a theory that head lice will not mess with oily hair because they slip out easy. They like a dry scalp and dry hair, right? That's a theory, and it probably is true because my sister always had drier hair and I had oily hair. And twice my sister got head lice from the neighbors across the street when we were little kids growing up, and I slept right in the same bed with her and I never caught it. You know what I mean? My mom took care of it right away because my mom she never wanted to cut her long hair. So she would go through it with the fine tooth comb, pick out all the darn bugs and kill the things and put the medicine in. So anyways, she pissed me the F off. I went all the way to Kaiser. I went to the doctors and they looked through my hair. They took me in a little room off to the side. Remember that, Joe? Put on gloves, looked. They're like, nope, you just have seborrheic dermatitis. I think that's the name of it. Dry scalp and dandruff. And that woman never apologized to me, right, Joe? Mm-hmm. I went back to church the next week and I saw her and I said, by the way, Kim, I remember that witch with a capital B name. By the way, Kim, I don't have head lice. I went to Kaiser. Look at my paperwork. Because I'm going to save paperwork, right, Joe? And she goes, oh, well, what a witch. So, needless to say, I'm taking care of my dandruff because if somebody comes at me again and tell me anything about head lice, it's going to be on and popping. I wanted to show you guys because in the last video I showed you that my camera is broken. Can they see this, Joe? I can't see with my glasses on. You think they're seeing it? Mm-hmm. So this camera has a door, right, in the back, and you're supposed to flip it upwards towards yourself so you can see what you're doing. And I love this camera for my hand shots when I'm cooking because being that it opened upwards, it's not tipping. Like when it opens to the side like this camera, it tends to tip like that when you're trying to set it down. So it just sits and I can put it on top of anything and take the picture or take the video. And then it also opens back like this. Can you guys see that? So you can You know why they do it like that, right, Joel? So that you can have it like this and do a low shot and not have to like bend all the way to see what's going on in the back. But see, one of the screws came out and it's missing. Well, 2 screws actually. It has spot for 2 screws. And I think in this spot we only have 1 screw.
Did the screw come already?
No, it didn't come yet. So Joshua's gonna fix it by putting in the screws, and then this is gonna be back in action. But for right now, I'm using this for everything. So I would make the what the thing that I made today? Hash browns. Did you like the hash browns that I made, the first one where I said it was a bit too burnt? You like that one better?
It's crispy like that.
Yeah, so it didn't taste burnt. So if you want to try it, once you get the oil and the butter heated, just spread the potato out in it and then cover it and leave it alone for 5 minutes on medium to high heat, and then salt it, flip it over, and then let it go for another 3 to 4 minutes on the same high heat, and it will come out as crispy and brown as the first one. The second one, I lowered the heat to low to medium, and then I did 5 minutes and then 4 minutes after I flipped it, and then we flipped it again a minute, right, Joe, on one side, and flipped it again a minute. So it ended up being like 6 minutes then. So 6 minutes the first go around, and then maybe 5 minutes the second go around. So 11 minutes, you're gonna have your restaurant style hash browns that are healthier than what they could, because what they do, I think they buy the potato already grated in the bag, right? I don't like stuff that's already grated in the bag because they put stuff in it to keep it fresh, and that stuff is poison. So I would make that again for breakfast. It was a good breakfast. Thank you for the eggs, baby.
Welcome.
Thanks so much for watching the show, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and what Joe say, all that good stuff. No, leave me a comment. I look forward. They've been commenting in the Vlogmas series, and I really do appreciate that because I love to see the responses you guys come back with. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I was in a beauty contest one time when I was growing up in Belize. I think I must have been 10 years old. And that's the only time that I ever had my hair washed in a salon. I came in second. If I find the picture, I'm going to show it to you right here. I came in second in the contest, and the person who won was Marceli Gutierrez. You know that girl? Joe, you know that girl? Who the girl?
No, Heidi daughter.
Heidi daughter. Heidi was a what, seamstress?
Yeah.
Right. Heidi daughter win.
My name is Marceli Gutierrez.
And I think she win because she was light skinned. There, I said it.
No, you are like, because your mother is famous, that's all.
My mother was famous too. She raised money for everybody in Belize ever since I was little. The girl, light skin, almost looked white like Effie. I think it was a color thing. I'm gonna call bull on colorism. Girl. I was still pretty. See me with my nicely coiffed hair?
This is the Beth and Tree Show.